everybody and welcome to another fragrance related video with Chi. In today's video we are discussing some of the most impressive perfumery to me. And what I mean with impressive perfumery is that there's a thing or a catch or something interesting and something that sets this fragrance apart from mainstream of all the other fragrances. And I decided to pick a couple from my own collection. And this is of course subjective, what everyone thinks is great perfumery and what is not, and somebody else might think, oh, that's not that great, but this is just my subjective impression and my subjective thinking on the subject. So here I have a couple and I'm going to start off with Asdaf's Majd al Sultan, and this is a woody incensey fragrance and it is so beautiful. It's an oud fragrance, and the thing that got this on this list is that I think that this is a brilliant fragrance because it has this kind of interesting journey to it where at first it's super smoky, and you know how you have smoke lovers who like their fragrances to smell like smoke. They get that hit of smokiness, and then this comes into the dry down where it's this beautiful cedar wood and vanilla, and that smokiness goes away, where it's way less intense and way more wearable. And I think that's pretty brilliant. I think it's brilliant because it makes this more wearable in everyday situations. It makes it also easier for you to enjoy that smokiness without it going too far into the realm of being choking or too overpowering. And I really like the fact that this kind of has two phases, and that's why I really enjoy this, and I think it's expert perfumery. I don't know if they were going for that, but I just think that that's brilliant. Brilliant in many ways because this can be worn by those smoke enthusiasts without them having to worry about offending anyone else. Like, you can just put this on and after 2 hours the smokiness dies down and you're left with this beautiful vanillic cedar wood base with a lot of dry wood, and it's so gorgeous with just a touch of like soft oud, and it's so pretty. So yeah, definitely Majd al Sultan Asdaf, a cheapie that has really garnered my attention. Okay, then next up, people are probably really tired of everyone talking about Baccarat Rouge DNA, but I'm still gonna do it. So this is Opulent Musk by Lattafa, and it's inspired heavily by the what was it, Baccarat Rouge 540 DNA. And the reason why this is expert perfumery in my opinion is because this fragrance kind of is of all different categories. It's like a softer version of every other category that you would normally put a fragrance into. This one you can't really put into any other categories. It's like almost getting a whiff of all the other ones, like ambery, floral, woody, cotton candy-ish, you know. And this is somewhere in the middle where you can't kind of discern it. It is very fuzzy, it is very layerable, it's very versatile. And in that way I think it's an extremely interesting perfumery, because usually perfumes go into one bracket. You know, you have like florals, you have your ambers, orientals, stuff like that, and this one kind of defies that law, which is interesting to me, and that's why it's on this list. So yeah, Opulent Musk by Lattafa. Next up, we've got Adam Levine for her by Adam Levine, and this one is a gorgeous sandalwood fragrance with a marigold note that I haven't seen in many fragrances, and that's what sets this one apart. The kind of thing about this one is that it is so creamy and so nice and so different than anything I've ever smelled before, and I think that this is such a gorgeous smell, very unisex, like but very soft at the same time, very fuzzy feeling, creamy, skin-like. So in that way it's genius perfumery, because it almost smells like somebody's skin by itself, but better. And I think that that's kind of expert level, where you go into the type of things where people can't discern quite quickly what is fragrance and what is your own skin. I think that takes a super good perfumer, and the one who designed this must have been a really genius perfumer. And even though this is a celebrity scent, this is probably my best celebrity scent also. So this is expert perfumery. There's no denying it. I really love this fragrance. It is gorgeous on skin, and the whole journey of the fragrance is just beautiful, and nobody can tell me otherwise. So yeah, Adam Levine for her. Sandalwood fragrance of dreams, and marigold. I love marigold. So yeah, next up we've got Ciara by Revlon, and this is a gorgeous, gorgeous heavy fragrance. Heavy, ambery, resinous, opoponaxy, rosewoody, incensey, raspberry fragrance. And this one, the reason why it is on this list is because it's extremely well executed, and it's carnal. Okay, like this is a carnal fragrance to the max, and the way it incites different kind of carnal reactions from people, I think is phenomenal. Like a perfumer to know what strings to pull in order to evoke that kind of feelings from people, like lust. It's, to me, this is art, okay? This perfume is art, and this was inspired by a perfume that was actually made for courtesans. So I thought that that's amazing. That's so cool. That bit of history for everyone. It is a kind of like successor, or like similar to Bal de Versailles. And Bal de Versailles was actually kind of like really manufactured to elicit lust, to elicit reactions of carnal pleasure. And that's what this one does actually. So yeah, it's a cheeky little fragrance, and I think that it does what it does in an extremely well manner. Like every time I wear it, I get so much male attention, and I don't even look that kind of sexy woman. So like, I must say that it's probably because of this fragrance, and it works, okay? So yeah, that's why I'm giving it this place, because we need to really kind of like, I mean, I respect that kind of vision of the perfumer who made this, who concocted this to evoke that kind of feelings. Like, it's masterful, okay? And yeah, you guys need to get on this. It's so gorgeous. Heavy perfume lovers, beautiful. Ciara by Revlon. Next up, we've got actual cheapie from a house that you would have never guessed, and that's Zara. So this is Zara Cherry Smoothie, and I am gonna die on this hill, but I think this is expert perfumery, okay? Even though it's just a like clothing brand. Yeah, it's gorgeous. It's honestly so beautiful. It is such a fresh cherry, but it's so long lasting, and it's not easy to make cherry note this long lasting as it is in this like 12 hours. This is insane. Like, and it still manages to smell fresh. So making a freshie that lasts for 12 hours is a master skill at its best, okay? So yeah, this is kind of like creamy freshie, a little bit. Like that cherry note is so fresh and zingy and zesty, and then there's like creamy base. And the composition of this one is just masterful, okay? Because the composition and DNA is what makes it so long lasting. I don't remember what it has in the base, but I think Peru Balsam and maybe rosewood, something like that, that gives it a lot of long lastingness and creaminess. And this just to me screams perfection, okay? So yeah, Cherry Smoothie by Zara. If you are into berry fragrances, please look this up. This is amazing, okay? I think this beats Tom Ford's Lost Cherry any day, okay? Like, you can't even compare the two. This is so much better in my opinion. So yeah, Cherry Smoothie by Zara. Absolute gem of a fragrance. Then we've got Madame Isabelle by Rive, and this is a Coco Mademoiselle dupe, so we're talking about Coco Mademoiselle DNA here. So yeah, what they have managed to create in Coco Mademoiselle is something youthful, classic, sexy, but at the same time fresh and grounded, and I think that that's beautiful. This DNA, no matter how much it's used and no matter how much people think it's overused and overhyped, I think it works, and it has this timeless quality to it, and the way it combines airiness and freshness with that groundedness of like patchouli, it's gorgeous, okay? And this is very bare bones, but the DNA is genius in its simpleness, okay? And I just really like this one. I wish I could wear it, but I'm already wearing a fragrance today. But yeah, the reason I like it is because it evokes that kind of like freshness, but still, like, every time I wear it, I feel so calm, so collected, and so centered. And just for a perfumer to be able to elicit that reaction, like, it has to be intentional. And I need to respect that, okay? So yeah, Madame Isabelle by Rive. I'm sorry, my hands are shaking, too much caffeine. Okay, and then we've got Open by Christopher Dark, which is a opium clone. And the whole opium DNA, especially in its original form, this is more closer to the original than the nowadays actual opium is, because of reformulations, unfortunately. But yeah, the kind of oriental classic that this is, it's extremely gorgeous to me. It is so feminine, it is so incensey, but at the same time it's sweet, ooey gooey, resinous and gorgeous. And I've never smelled anything like it. This is my signature scent. I wear it all the time during autumn and winter time. It's my favorite scent of my whole ass collection. And that's not gonna change probably ever. But yeah, this I think is an absolute gem. It lasts for a super long time, 24 hours, 12 to 24, depending on how you spray it. And it is just, I think, the most masterful oriental ever. And this, as I said, this Christopher Dark version is better than nowadays opium in my opinion. And this is more close to the original because I've tried the original at my grandma's place. And yeah, this is amazing. It's just that opoponax and civet and everything beautiful. It evokes kind of this coziness, and like, to me this is a safe haven type of fragrance. And the complexity of this one and all the how the sweetness plays with all those kind of like beautiful spices in this, it's just phenomenal, okay? I really love this fragrance. And then, last but not least, we're talking about a Topacolor clone that I have, and this is Rose Honey by Azalia. And this one, I think it's masterful. This is a honeyed, candied tobacco smell. And I know that sounds terrible, but I think this is one of the girliest tobacco scents ever. It just has a hint of tobacco where it turns this into something sexier, something more mature, but mainly it's just candied, honeyed syrupiness, okay? And it's so pretty, and I think this is one of those fragrances that when you let it sit, it keeps richening, becoming better. And this lasts a 24-hour mark with moderate projection, which to me is perfect, okay? Like, this is it's not like super powerful, it's mainly just making your skin smell really nice and luxurious. And that's what I really like about this one. It is fairly simple DNA, but never been done before in my opinion. And it's nice to see a feminine tobacco smell, okay? Like this is a really nice, really feminine tobacco. And I'm really happy that I did order it. It is definitely more of a winter appropriate smell, so I will be wearing it more then. But now I'm really curious to try the original Topaz Color by Dior. It seems that I would definitely like it a lot. But this dupe is really gorgeous also. And I feel like it's macerated a couple of weeks and it's gotten even better, okay? But this is like ultra diabetes level sweet, so you need to like that. But I think that it's just genius with that honey and that tobacco and then that syrupiness way down in the bottom. It's like dark sugar, almost like brown sugar, honey and tobacco. That's what it smells like, with a little bit of woodiness in the background. And I just find it really, really, really like, it's sexy, but it's also really playful, which I really enjoy. And I haven't seen this be done before, so I think that that's why it's on this list. I don't know, it just called out to me and I answered to Rose Honey by Azalia, Topaz Color dupe. So yeah, so those were my extremely gorgeous perfumery, expert perfumery picks for today, and I hope you guys like this video. I really enjoy the whole art of fragrances, and whenever I find something that kind of sticks out from the sea of all the fragrances and the mainstream of fragrances, I really want to share that because I really like it. And it just sets something apart, and it's just something that kind of quakes me, okay? So I want you to be quaketh also. So yeah, I hope this quoke your Pussy, okay? Yeah, so if you're not already subscribed, what are you doing with your life, huh? What? And maybe you should like this video, and I see you guys in my next one. Okay, bye bye.